The Alters put out a statement regarding their AI stuff. We covered it last week, so I think it's only right we follow up on it. Should I read it in full? It's kind of lengthy.
I mean, I'd say paraphrase is fine.
Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. I'll read. We've seen a wide range of accusations regarding the use of AI content, AI-generated content, and the Alters. We feel it's very important to clarify our approach, give you more context. AI-generated assets were used strictly as temporary work in progress during the development process in a very limited manner. Our team has always prioritized meaningful, handcrafted storytelling as one of the foundations of our game. Got it. So they just, yeah. Unfortunately, due to an internal oversight, the single placeholder text was mistakenly left in the game. We've since conducted a thorough review and confirmed that it was an isolated case. For transparency, we've included a screenshot to show how and where it appears in the game. While we do not want to downplay the situation, we also want to clearly show its limited impact on your gaming experience. Yeah. To give you a better understanding of a small part of the overall scope of the game's narrative layer, they are those few external... this is like external movies are 10K words out of 3.4 million across all languages in the game, or just 0.3% of the overall text. Got it. They close and say, as AI tools evolve, they present new challenges and opportunities in game development. We're strictly adapting our internal processes to meet this reality. But above all, we remain committed to transparency in how we make our games. We appreciate your understanding and continued support as we work towards that goal. So, yeah, it sounds like it was, according to this, it was a work in progress that got left in when it came to that type of stuff. Do you still flag it? Like, do you think this still deserves the flag?
100%. Yep.
Because it was used in the process of the game, right? It was used in the process of creating the game, regardless of how it was.
Steam has specifically asked that if that stuff is used, that you please disclose it.
Makes sense.
So, yeah, I would say. I mean, according to them, that's what it's supposed to mean.
Right.
So, yeah.
How have you guys seen? I have not played the Alters, so I'm not necessarily aware of what that community or how it feels about it. Has it like shifted the entire narrative around that game, or is it just kind of a minor shift?
You know, to put it bluntly, Alters was one of those things that was like super critically acclaimed. Everyone that I talked to seemed to really enjoy it. It was a little buggy, but most people's playthrough I heard went fine. But it really, for what it is, especially, kind of went under the radar.
Right.
I'm definitely planning on playing it as soon as Lies of P wraps up, probably. I've heard nothing but good things about it, but no, it's just been kind of under the radar. So that being said, this whole AI thing kind of went under the radar too. I think what I saw on like the Reddit, folks were mostly like, oh, well, like, thanks for the announcement. Anyway, we're going to, go keep making memes about these guys. So it didn't seem to hit too hard. Most people have given up. I hate to say it, but I'm one of those people these days where I see that stuff and I'm like, cool, that's what we caught.
Yeah.
I'm sure the only two things you used AI on are what we caught you on, right?
Yeah.
It's I. So, and that sucks. I hate feeling that way. But, is it going to stop me from playing it? No. I'm still going to play it. I do really hope that they are much more open with this stuff in the future. And I like how their note actually said we should have been more open about this. So, yeah, that's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Give it another chance. And apparently it's still a great game. So,
yep.
I think it's not delusional, but like it's naive to think that
that's all they did.
People aren't like not that people aren't using AI in different ways that wouldn't even appear. Like someone's writing a script for a side quest or something, and he's like stumped on something, and he's like, all right, ChatGPT, what would you do in this situation, blah 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 blah, and it would never necessarily appear. It's just you're using it for ideas. So it's like, I don't think there's gonna be multi-person, like huge dev teams that is going to be like completely AI free in that fashion anyway.
Yep.
So it's like, it's really a moral ground that I just don't know, like, where do I make my stand, dude? Like,
I think the only real option here is we just need to make it so whenever someone's deving a game, there's a camera on their shoulder monitoring what they do.
We need to have their entire dev experience recorded.
I think if they just stream the entire process, easy, right? Like that's you can do that these days.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. Yeah,
I mean that's a good point, Zeke. And as you know, as things become more and more easy. I mean, hell, I was scrolling through TikTok yesterday, and I think it was for $14.99. It's even shaped like the little Star Trek thing. You tap it like that, a little prompt pops up, and it's a direct audio connection to ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Anything you say, it then sends to ChatGPT and responds to you. So literally anything on your mind, tap, say it out loud, you will hear it in 2 seconds later. Can you imagine being a writer or something and having that ability? Like we were talking earlier about Kojima and ideas, right? Tap, give me 5 ideas that are sort of like this.
Well,
it just tells you then 5 ideas that sound like that. And then all of a sudden, you take one of them and write a whole story based on it. So it's like, that's,
is the only one out of the 3 of us with kids. You're going to have to experience that shit in a couple years.
Dude, I talk to my kids regularly
about AI usage.
Yeah. I frequently test them on like TikToks and stuff that I see. I'm like, is this AI? Is it not? I let them answer. If they're wrong, then we explain why and stuff like that. I do the same thing with my elderly parents as well, anytime they're older. And I strongly suggest if you have elderly parents, test them on AI. You might be baffled. You might be really surprised what your parents do not understand about AI.
That is true.
This is a brand new thing. And if you haven't been, and trust me, it's real easy to zone out for 20 years as a 41-year-old man, let me tell you. So it's the kind of thing where like, you just next time you're chilling with your parents and you're flipping through your phone and you see a funny AI thing. Hey mom, look at this. Oh, look at that. I didn't know dolphins can ride bicycles. Wow, that's amazing. Is that real, mom? Well, of course it is. Oh. So, at that point, you need to sit down with your parents and let them know, like, this is a new thing. This is like, it's only that like a few years old and you're going to start seeing a lot of it. And you're going to get an email from Trump one day saying how much he loves you in particular and how you need to send all your money to this bank account. And it's okay. It's not really him. So yeah, it's going to be a thing. And the more you let people know about that, the better. Because it will surprise you how many do not.
Yeah. That is very true. I
don't know if anybody out there is a fan of the Last Week Tonight with John Oliver.
No,
Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, he did an episode about AI, and it was pretty informative and entertaining. I just watched it the other day, and it was exactly that. Like people's moms like going like, "Is this a real cat? Is this cat really walking like that? Mom, come on! What? It's not? Oh my God! What? It's great. It's But you exactly what you said.
Yeah.
It's getting harder and harder, and like people were talking about like Pinterest, like 80% of Pinterest is AI.
I get more and more worried every time I see the latest new AI's reel of what it can do. And it's like some of them, dude, are getting scary. Like the latest one I saw was an AI, and it's literally a person. He just goes, "Hey, look at this. I got hands that look real. I can even count with them. Uh-oh, but I'm fake." And I'm looking at this thing like, oh shit.
Yeah, no, they look crazy.
They got the hands. Like they got the hands. Oh, it was like the last piece of the puzzle.
Yeah. I was speaking mostly to the idea of writing assignments or really any schoolwork.
Yeah. Any creative thing. Yeah. Music, man. There was a whole band that just came out as AI. Now everyone kind of knew it. But literally, they had like millions of plays on Spotify. The whole band was AI. Their little promo guy was AI. All the band's images was AI. Entire band was fake. Made millions of dollars.
Yeah. There's been
a dude in his basement.
There's been some really interesting things. Like I saw there was that viral thing the other week, however long ago it was, where the guy graduated and he showed how like ChatGPT wrote his like dissertation or whatever. And, as he was like walking across the college, like getting his diploma thing, he had his laptop out. shit like that. Or there was one student who used like a hyphen in his essay, and the teacher gave him an F and like failed him from the class because only AI apparently used this sort of hyphen or some shit. I don't know if he was like expelled. Something extreme happened to him, and it's like, no, I wrote this myself. Like, this wasn't made by
M
AI.
dash.
Yeah, the M dash. There you go. So even like teachers aren't even there. There are AIs to scan papers to see if AIs have written it.
Are
That's
we
where we're
real?
at.
No, we actually 4 episodes ago we all took off. The entire show was just made in ChatGPT, beginning to end. Wasn't even us,
That's right.
and nobody caught it.
We tried.
give you an idea.
We tried a while back to actually. We had. I think during an episode we were like ChatGPT write an episode of Drop Frames, and it had.
Oh, and it was good.
Yeah, it was pretty
So
good.
that was like one of the first iterations too. It was better
Yeah.
than anything we could come up with.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we were
entertaining.
dog shit compared to that AI.
That's right.
I was reading that being more entertained than the show I was currently doing.
Mm-hmm.
No, and that's like people are talking about like, is AI dangerous? And like, I mean, you got someone like a professional, I don't know, physiotherapist or something like that got his degree by using AI to pass all the exams and tests and papers and shit like that. Like, I want someone who actually did the work, and that's fucking scary that maybe someone cheated like that to get their degree. Not like cheating's never been a thing, but like,
Yeah.
it's even easier now.
Yeah, I saw. I thought it was funny. I saw one of the like remedies or things that schools are doing now is they're bringing back. God damn it! Now I'm forgetting the term for them. But basically, they're having people handwrite in classes. Like, you can't have any
absolutely
more
no
typed.
electronics,
Yeah.
and everything gets done in
Blue
class.
books. There you go. Blue books. Yeah, they're having people use blue books for like writing stories and essays and stuff like that.
That's the future, man. The future is going to be regressive.
Yeah.
Where the future is going to be like, like get in a room, you got a camera on you, a pencil, and that's it, and a paper.
Yep.
Good
Yep.
luck. Back to
Exactly.
basics. And honestly, it's needed. Like,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And also, handwriting is a lost art. Let's bring it back.
Sure. Don't ask me to handwrite anything though, because you won't be able
I'm
to read
kidding.
it.
How about we can all learn
Remember cursive? Did you guys do? I was gonna say,
Dude, a lot of
did
people
you
don't know
guys
what
grow up
cursive
having
is.
to do cursive?
They stopped
Oh,
teaching
yes.
cursive. Yeah. They
Did
don't.
they?
There's no more cursive anymore.
Yeah.
In a lot of
Yeah, they stopped
schools.
teaching it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can still write in cursive.
Yeah.
Still remember all the capitals and lower cases in cursive.
My handwriting's so bad, just to give you an idea, as an aside, that I've had banks call me and be like, "Sir, the thing that you wrote." By the way, a check is a thing where you write the number and you have to write the numbers again.
Yeah,
If those don't line up, the bank's like, "What the fuck, man?" And I've gotten that call of like, "Hey, we can't read your handwriting. What's going on? Did you write this? Which number did you mean?" Type thing. That happens all the time. Yeah.
when was the last time you still write checks from time to time?
Yeah, I write a check once a month to pay the people that do the lawn.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a lawn service, a cash-based business.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
I can't remember the
that's
last
only
time.
thing I do.
Like, I don't remember the last check I wrote.
Well, and I before, I mean, now, as recent as I would say 2 or 3 years ago, I would write checks to the IRS and I'd have to mail them in. But now
would
you can
sub
do
to-
it.
Yeah.
Now they do direct deposit, thankfully.
My accountant, like as recently as like a few years ago, was like, "You need to fax this to me." And I'm like, "Excuse me, what?" They're like, "Yeah, you need to fax it because that's what the IRS needs for this form." And I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Are there still fax machines?" He's like, "Yeah, you just gotta find a Kinko's or something that can dust one off for you."
Yep.
And I'm like, "Oh my god, they have since stopped." But like, this wasn't that long ago that they were like,
Oh yeah.
they introduced a term to me that I had never heard before, which is wet signing. You have to wet sign stuff.
Mhm.
And I was like, what the fuck does that mean? It's like, you have to use an actual pen. And I'm like, oh, but I can fax it. They're like, yeah, faxing it afterwards is fine. But you have to use an actual pen on the thing, and then you can fax it. I'm like,
They
what
make you
the
do
fuck
that
kind of backwards bullshit is this?
They make you do that stuff for like the home loans and everything too. Anything like major between the big companies, they make you do all that stuff. That's why most of the time you got to go into a place and do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I had to have something notarized about 2 or 3 months ago, and I had to go to a notary and all that stuff.
Do that whole song.
You got their little stampy stamps.
Yep. They do have like a digital notary now, though, where you actually just call someone and it's like a video feed. Most of the time, it's just someone in Florida with like their apartment.
The whole
behind
damn
them.
point of the notary was that it was in person.
No,
that was the whole point.
And I think it's Florida and somewhere else. You can have things notarized via a video call. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. And you actually make a shit ton of money if you're a notary in Florida, because you just sit at home and like take calls all day long for people getting notarized shit. Yeah. That's how it works.
A tiny funny story about notaries.
Let's hear it.
About a notary that happened in my life.
Okay.
Friend of mine, real short story. Friend of mine had a dream. And the dream was that one of our other friends, his head had turned into a sandwich and he ate it. And that was his dream. It was a very strange dream. And he's like, Tom, your head turned into a sandwich and I ate it. That spawned a birthday present that happened later where the dude, my friend, went to a notary public, wrote down, it like typed it out like officially, said, if your head ever turns into a sandwich, I will not eat it. And he paid a notary to notarize it. And he gave it to him as a birthday present.
Fantastic.
And I was like, I didn't know notaries would do that. It's like, apparently they will. Like, as long as it's like within the legal bounds of getting it notarized, it'll do it. It'll do it.
Just saying, I've known some crazy notaries over the years. It's wild what they do for money.
Yeah. And have the official notary stamp on it and everything. So he knows that if his head ever turns into a sandwich, his friend won't eat him.
Fantastic.
River Freeman says, what's a notary? So a notary is somebody who is basically has I think it's called a notary public or something. Or notary public is their position. Yes. And what it is it is a person that can verify that signatures are actual people. So anytime there's a major deal, a contract, a business decision, a mortgage, health stuff, a lot of times, a notary is the person that sits between the people signing it. And then once everyone's signed it and he's confirmed everyone's identity and he's made sure everyone's who everyone is, he puts his seal on it saying, I verified all these people are real. And literally, like, they get paid pretty well to do that, but it also means like they have to be very thorough. Like they check your IDs, they check your social, like they kind of, it's an extra layer of identity confirmation and also make sure everything is done. Well, at least I thought, to make sure everything's done in real life, like in front of each other. But apparently that has been turned on its head. So that's a big thing here in the States. Like notaries are a position. You can be a notary public as your job.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's
as far as I know,
a paid witness, kind of. Yeah. An official witness. Yes.
A pretty thorough background check before you can be a notary public. Like you have to.
Yeah.
Like, you can't be a felon or blah 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 blah.
No. Yeah. Lots of stipulations. Yep.
Yeah. If you go
also,
to like
you have to be like constantly be registered and all. You got to jump through hoops.
If you go to like a UPS store or a FedEx, they usually have a notary on staff that you can have things
around
notarized for.
Here,
I think they're
kind of live a little.
You can look them up. Yeah.
Yep. I kind of live a little out in the rural area, and what's common around here is mobile notaries. So they'll actually have like a whole setup in a van, and they'll actually drive out like farms wherever they need to do their business and like do the whole thing there.
Yeah,
big old thing.
Anyways.
Mm-hmm. Anyway,
random subject.
Notary side quest there.
We're keeping the youth informed here at Drop Frames. That's our goal. Yeah. That's our goal.
Next on Drop Frames, we tell you how to refinance your house.
This is such a dumb, ignorant question, but I just have never even thought about this. Are notaries an EU thing? Is it like what do notaries? Is that an NA use or is that a any specific thing or is that a US specific?
Chat's saying yes. Yeah, EU as notaries.
Yes to EU. I didn't know if they had like a different system or version of doing that.
Yeah.
You guys it to EU as well? Notaries exist all over? Cool. Right on. Interesting.
Makes sense.
That's awesome. I didn't know if that was like a particular government thing that we had or if that was something global. That's cool to know.
Yeah. It does,
now, a lot of people are saying yes, and then other people are saying we don't have it here. So I don't really know.
So
it must not be global. Okay.
that if
We have
it's stamped in the
professional
US,
witnesses in Norway. Oh, okay. Okay.
if it's stamped in the US, so my buddy's sandwich head, he could eat his, if it's not stamped in the EU, he could eat his buddy's head if it was a sandwich in the EU, if they took a
Well,
trip
he wouldn't be
over.
notarized there. So remember, by notarizing it, your buddy is just saying, I'm the one making this decision. Like I'm the one saying this. The notary doesn't agree to anything. The notary's out of it. He's just confirming all the parties involved. But it's your buddy that it's on him. So he could say, if I go to Japan, deal's off, and I'm eating your head. That could happen. Like that's
there you go.
fine print. Yeah.
There you go.
No, the funny thing is, like, I had the same reaction when I saw, because I saw the piece of paper hanging in his room, and I was like, "What is this?" And I read it. I was like, "What the fuck?" He's like, "Well, I had a dream." And he told me the whole story. I was like, "That is fucking weird, dude." And that might be the coolest notary story I've ever heard.
There you go. That's why. And that's everything you need to know about
Australia
notaries.
has justices of the peace. That sounds so much cooler than notary.
Well,
Wanna
it's
be a
just
justice
that's
of
just
the
a
peace.
fancy term for a kangaroo, Co. It's like not that big of a deal. It's like shrimp on the Barbie is just barbecue. That's Australians do that. It's a weird thing. It happens.
Again, the Twitter handles are under the name right now.
Yep. Right.
Let them know how you think my Aussie friends.
Where do you think kangaroo court came from?
Yeah.
Jeez. The thing.